back to Talking Marvel. In this video, we're going to construct an MCU Illuminati for Earth-616. This group will consist of the most logical members at this stage. Make sure to stick around to the end after each breakdown to see who would form the MCU Illuminati. Now let's get into it. The Illuminati is one of the most interesting groups that Marvel has created. It consists of Earth's most influential heroes who represent a different political or superhero community. Fans got a glimpse of one form of the Illuminati on Earth-838 already, but while they were shown in a weird light, a group of that importance would not be so easily defeated normally. While there was criticism towards the 838 Illuminati, they did get the basis of it correct. The group was formed from heroes representing different superhero communities, though they were still missing one. Mr. Fantastic represented the Fantastic Four, Professor X represented the mutants, Black Bolt represented the Inhumans, Captain Marvel represented a cosmic, Captain Carter represented the Avengers, and Baron Mordo, formerly Doctor Strange in that role, represented the Sorcerers. Only 6 members were shown at once, but 7 members make up the Illuminati. Interestingly enough, there are more than enough communities for the MCU to pull from if they don't have the right fit in one of them. This was the case in the 838 depiction. In the early stages, Balder the Brave and a variant of Iron Man were shown. Neither ended up in the movie, obviously. But not including Iron Man and Captain Carter together was probably the right move to stay with the Illuminati's theme. As for Balder, he would have represented the Asgardians. The comics show 7 of the most common members that include Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, Black Bolt, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Namor. At certain times, Captain America has also been a member representing the Avengers. So there are some problems if we are to construct an Illuminati in the MCU on Earth-616. Starting with the Avengers, Iron Man is dead, so another genius or Avenger will have to take his place. While some will say Ironheart is the right choice, she's way too young and inexperienced. She is also not a member of the Avengers yet. If anything, she'd better represent the Wakandans, but that spot won't be available. Rhodey has the suit and a political prowess, but he's not what you would call an influential hero. He's been a sidekick to Iron Man since his introduction into the MCU. So what about Iron Lad? Well, it is believed he will be introduced eventually after his reappearance at the funeral in Endgame. That has been it. He's connected with Kang, but if he doesn't show up in that storyline, or if that storyline is scrapped, the Ironheart series is our best shot at seeing him. Regardless of how soon he appears, he's also too young. There's really 2 good options here, Hulk or Sam Wilson's Captain America. Hulk has that early connection to Shang-Chi's rings, and the group of him, Wong and Captain Marvel, is intelligent and powerful. He's very influential, but isn't a leader. Cap is more of a leader as he showed in his series, so it does make the decision tougher. Make sure to stay to the end to see who is chosen. We'll do an easy one next, the Atlanteans. This group of people were introduced in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and by the end of the movie, they were no longer the villains. All along, they were just fighting to keep their home safe. Their leader, Namor, is the obvious choice here. There really isn't any other option, and he is one of the members in the comics. Though he didn't appear on Earth-838, that was a creative decision to have his first appearance come in Black Panther. As far as influence and power goes, Namor has a lot of it. Staying in the same realm, next is the Wakandans. T'Challa would have been a perfect fit for a seat in the Illuminati. He was a king, proved himself many times in battle, and was connected politically. Chadwick Boseman's untimely death forced Shuri into the spotlight. She did take over the mantle of Black Panther in the second movie, but doesn't want to rule. This leaves her a step below what T'Challa would have brought to the team. She's not a leader. If they're looking for a leader in Wakanda, they would look to M'Baku or Okoye. The latter did play an important part as a representative for the Wakandans during the 5-year snap, while M'Baku is now king. The Inhumans aren't well known to many fans of the MCU, but that is going to change. The 3 that you may know are Black Bolt, Kamala Khan, also known as Miss Marvel, and Quake. There's no evidence that there is a Black Bolt in the 616 universe, but there is obvious evidence that Inhumans do exist. Kamala may be starting to show she's a leader when she took charge and has begun forming the Young Avengers. She'll have her hands busy with that. And like I've mentioned for the other potential members, she's too young. Quake was rumored to be in Secret Invasion. That obviously didn't happen, but she's coming. She's a leader and a powerful Inhuman who is a star of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for nearly a decade. She would be a good fit. Moving on to mutants, this may not be as cut and dry as you'd think. Mutants have started to show up in the MCU after a long period of time where there was little to none. While there is the obvious Professor X that would take a seat in the Illuminati, he has not appeared outside of the 838 universe, and the mention at the end of the Marvels, which is also another universe we don't yet know. There are mutants like Deadpool, Wolverine, and any mutant in the Fox universes, but it just doesn't make sense for them to be a part of the 616 Illuminati. The MCU has a few interesting options here, like Namor, Kamala, and Wanda. Namor has confirmed that his character is a mutant, but he's also Atlantean. This can make it so the MCU covers two at once if there are no better options. Kamala is also part mutant on top of Inhuman, so if she wasn't so young, she could cover both as well. Wanda was seen as a mutant in the comics and the daughter of Magneto, but that changed for the MCU because Disney didn't own the rights. In WandaVision, it did state that she had innate magical abilities before she came into contact with the Mind Stone, so the option is still there. If she's alive, it would be hard to justify giving her the kind of power that comes with the Illuminati after what she did in Doctor Strange. As we are on the topic of Doctor Strange, a sorcerer is a big part of the Illuminati as well. One is always represented, whether it is Doctor Strange himself, Baron Mordo as the next in line on 838, or Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme on Earth 616. This really comes down to Doctor Strange or Wong. Most signs and logic would point to who should still be the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, if it weren't for a technicality, the snap. He's a leader and regularly takes charge because of his abilities and knowledge. Wong, on the other hand, is also a leader, as he is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Why this is closer than it should be is because Wong was with Hulk, Captain Marvel, and Shang-Chi figuring out what was going on with the signal in the rings. This looked to me like a slight formation of an Illuminati. Wong also has a lot of knowledge and is powerful. Maybe the most important of the Illuminati is the representative of the Fantastic Four, and it is always Reed Richards, also known as Mr. Fantastic. As they are being introduced in the near future and Pedro Pascal is being cast, I think it is pretty obvious who will be the representative here. Now, we've already gone over 7 political or superhero communities, but as I said, there are more than just 7 to choose from. A cosmic being isn't represented on the regular Illuminati in the comics, but is on Earth 838, the only depiction on screen we've had of them. This representative was in the form of Captain Marvel, even though it was Maria Rambeau, on Earth 616. All signs point to Captain Marvel being that member. She was in what I continue to believe is the inner circle with Hulk and Wong, is a leader, is very powerful, and a good portion of her responsibility has been handled on Hala in the Marvels. If not her, then who? The final potential group that could be represented is the Asgardians. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they were in an MCU Illuminati. They've been a big focal point in the MCU so far with Thor, Loki, Valkyrie, Asgard, and New Asgard. As Asgard is not a place, it's the people, they have settled on Earth. Valkyrie is their king now and continues to take certain refugees in. She's powerful, influential, and fits what the MCU has become after Endgame. As a great leader, she is the more likely Asgardian to have a seat in the Illuminati than Thor. As for Loki, he's out of the question and seemingly out of the picture. So as promised, one member will be chosen from almost every community to form the MCU's Illuminati, consisting of 7 members. The most obvious is Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four. Next is Namor, since he can cover 2 communities if need be. Both of these 2 are original members. Then I will go with Sam Wilson's Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Captain Marvel. Hulk isn't known to be an Illuminati member in place of the better-known Captain America. Doctor Strange is the rightful Sorcerer Supreme and the most powerful sorcerer, and Captain Marvel is the right fit. This leaves a Wakandan, Inhuman, mutant, if you choose to think Namor won't cut it as an Atlantean and a mutant, and Asgardian. I think Namor will have to, and since there are no good Inhuman options at the moment, Valkyrie and Shuri's Black Panther fit well right now. This means Mr. Fantastic will lead, as Captain America, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, Namor, Black Panther, and Valkyrie will form the MCU's Illuminati. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown and construction of these possible members and what makes sense. Let me know what you think and who you think may fit better down below in the comments. If you stayed this long and liked what you saw, like and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.